Oh, the shark has pretty teeth, dear, and he shows them a pearly white. Just a jackknife has back heat, dear, and he keeps it out of sight.
Guy, now what for you? Where your MTN SIM day?
MTN SIM? I
don't call you since last week now. You don't miss many things. So business day, I say I call you. Your phone say not available. I call say me go arrange another hustle. Your phone still say not available. I call say me I tell you say MTN don't they dash some people 20 times any amount where they recharge.
Wait. MTN they dash.
I say MTN they dash 20 times any amount where you take recharge. Now me say if you load 100 naira, now 2,000 naira be that straight.
Oh, so you mean say if I load 200 naira, now 4,000 naira be that? Sure. I don't jump bicycle they slip since.
They're the rock entry now.
Guy, I they go find my MTN SIM sharp.
Yes, so if you never use your MTN SIM for the past 45 days or more, time don't reach to come back and begin enjoy plenty awoof as MTN go dash you 20 times your first recharge of every month. Oh yeah, everybody don't go reactivate their MTN SIM. You still dey wait? If you know fit find your SIM, sharply go any MTN office to do SIM swap and enjoy your own awoof. Terms and conditions dey
My sister, all that glitters na shine oh. Na so I see one fine bobo like that. Fresh boy, designer this, designer that. But my boy still dey carry palasa phone wey no get internet, WhatsApp or even Facebook. How me wan take relate now?
My people, make Palasa phone no fall your hand this year. Upgrade to smartphone. In fact, buy any smartphone or bring your smartphone come MTN and then go summer you with 100% awoof data bam on top every bundle wey you buy for the next 3 months. So make you drop that Palasa now so you fit dey enjoy fast internet on the network with data boku and then be baba for data coverage. This awoof na for new and old MTN customers.
Dissecting the major news stories daily. This is the Morning Digest with Jimmy Dessou.
Good morning, everybody. You're welcome to the first edition this week of Morning Digest with Jimmy Dessou. And of course, this is Lagos Talks 91.3 FM. Right. This is the first edition we are going to have first after the Ekiti elections and also after the World Cup. So I guess we'll have a lot of things to talk about. First of all, I'd like to make an announcement very, very clearly. When I heard the first time, I said, how would you want to? I don't know, not that. What's it called now? How do you want to service a bridge? Clean it up and so on and so forth, and spend 27 months. But I just took my mind off it. For us here, information it goes in a blaze like that. I said at some point we'll get to know what it is. Well, what it is that the third mainland bridge will be closed in the first instance on the 27th. On the 27th, it will be closed on the 27th, and it will be closed only for 3 days. Okay, I have it here in the Punch. Good Authority. It says the third mainland bridge in Lagos will be closed to traffic from July 27th for 3 days to assess the condition of the bridge. So it's not going to be closed. The people who said 27, they would even have gotten away with 27 days. But 27 months, it's not as if we've had a war or something. That will close the bridge so it's for 27 days. Okay. The other information I need to pass to you to pass on to you is who we'll be talking to this week. Now, today I'm expecting Dr. Dokun Adedeji. Dr. Dokun Adedeji is a respectable gentleman from Ekiti. Here he comes. Doxy, how are you? Come give me a hug here. No traffic yet. You're on there. Sit down. Okay, just walked in traffic. Pensioner. Dr. Dokun Adedeji is a renowned Ekiti indigene. Indeed, he was. I think Dokun, you retired as a director in Cadbury, right?
Yes.
Cadbury, right?
I was a medical person,
and he's a medical practitioner.
I went to HR. Then before I retired.
Well, it's good. You look good as a pensioner, I must say.
I take care of myself. And I thank God.
You thank God,
yes.
Okay, so Dokun is here. We're going to look at the Ekiti crisis, but I need for him to catch his breath first so he'll relax. Now, tomorrow, we are going to have Ufoma. I'm sure all of you who are interested in the World Cup will remember Ufoma. Ufoma was the one who, when Ufoma speaks, sometimes he pulls her ear. She's the one who told us that, look, you better just buy your tickets, go to Russia, enjoy football, and start coming home. Now some Nigerians claim that they are stranded. I use the word claim because according to them, they claim that their travel agent, they got a return ticket from the travel agent, and then that the travel agent went behind their back to cancel the second leg. And I'm saying this is a story for the Marines.
Did they pay?
Sorry?
Did they pay?
No, they would have paid. Yes, I'm sure they paid and got it. No, I suspect that they all made an attempt to see if they could stay back. And we had warned them that, look, hey, this is not Western Europe. This is Russia. If you watch television yesterday, I saw they bundled one journalist out of the press conference that they don't take prisoners. So now the president of Nigeria now has to, instruct that they get a plane to go and bring them home. Honest to God, that's why I'm not president. I just said leave them. You knew we kept telling them, and everybody. You see, the problem with Nigerians is that most Nigerians always think that they are smarter than the other guy.
Absolutely.
You understand? Mm-hmm. We keep telling them that Russia is not a place you can. In fact, even if you get sorry to go this way, but even if you do get an invitation, you have to think twice. I'm not interested in going there. It's a no nonsense place, and I'm sure that they tried to stay behind, but they were nipped in the bud very quickly. Well, we'll thank the president because some other. Can you imagine if you told that story to Obasanjo?
What did they go there to do?
And these are people of some means.
For them to go to Russia.
Because for you to have gone to Russia, I mean, you'd have spent close to 500,000-600,000. Why do you want to use that to Why don't you use that to start a
Sleep on the
business?
street.
So we're going to have a former. Then on tomorrow also we are going to have Kemi Ashekun. Tomorrow is Diabumi, and Kemi Ashekun is somebody that I call our in-house Diabumi analyst. That's the title that she has. So she'll be here, and then on Thursday we'll have Ronke Onodeko to talk about her new book, which I think will be highly beneficial to the young people. It's about mentoring. So we'll be talking about it. So that's essential. Then on Friday, of course, anything goes. That's where we'll go. So that's what we're going to do this morning. Dokun is here. Dokun, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Jimmy. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Sorry, it's under this kind of circumstances where
It's
we have
okay.
to talk about it. Because in Yoruba land, right from the onset, even when you and I were in school, and we had was it Western State? We had a Western region.
Where is it? No, we had. I think we had.
When we were in
states
school.
there. I mean, I can't
was
remember.
Okay, I know it was Western State.
Western State.
Definitely, there was no Ogun or Oyo or any of these, but it was acknowledged way back then, as far as the 70s, that Ekiti is supposed to be the educational headquarters.
Absolutely.
So how did it now come to this?
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. To be quite honest with you, Jimmy, I think it is still. It's just that, what there's something called the Pareto's principle, in which you find 20% doing the work for 80%. Ekiti is being demonized today by just a few. That just doesn't sad thing. And until we begin to understand the psychology and the physiology of how Nigeria has become what it's become, we will continue to think in that dimension. Yes, Ekiti, every home you find a professor. But one thing I will never forget was what my professor in medicine said when I was a school, Professor Grillo. He said there are professors and there are indigenization professors. I mean, that's what we're beginning to see. There are too many professors who say they're professors who actually are professing nothing. Their depth of knowledge is almost sub-zero. And so when you sit down, let me now zero on Ekiti. I'm on a platform that calls itself an intellectual forum. It is an intellectual forum, I must say, in the concept of it. But when you listen and read what people write there, it's just unbelievable.
I just closed down my blog.
And then I said to myself,
my WhatsApp blog, it gives me a headache.
It does.
Yeah.
Even the grammar is suspect. And then the process of thinking is abysmal. It's unbelievable.
It is. So how do you think Ekiti now came to accept Fayemi, who they had rejected 4 years earlier? How did that work out?
No, I think it's a cycle. They came to an understanding that sitting with someone to eat pomo and then to drink, to buy palm oil in the market and sell fish as a governor is not the means of governance. That is just pedestrian.
Oh, they realized that?
I think they did. You see, one thing that I want... If you read what Professor Oyebode wrote yesterday on somebody's wall, somebody quoted him. He said, look, 40% of people probably did the see and buy, give you money and then you go vote for a nincompoop. But the thing is, 60% of people made up their mind who to vote for. Fayemi is beyond... Look, I said to people even the last time he lost, what did Fayemi do that was different from what Fashola did? They both aloof in terms they're intellectual. It's not that they're not pro people. They're just not sitting in the bars to drink akpeteshi to mean that you're pro people. That's what people don't forget. And one thing I'll tell you, Jimmy, in Ekiti is this. You will find that Ekiti people will say Ekiti abroad, Ekiti local. And so they consider anybody who lives in Lagos, who has a bit of intellectual and openness in the way he thinks, as different from an Ekiti who is provincial. And Ekiti man is provincial no matter whether he's academic or not. That's what you find with them. You see an Ekiti man who has a smartphone, he can't buy internet service on it. He says, hey, what do I need that for? They don't read newspapers, many of them. So when you listen to them, you begin to understand why they could vote for a Fayoshe. But I'm glad that they found that it was an error. And I can tell you that even the last election that said 16-0, it's not true. It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been. But you know, because of narrow and parochial narratives that we promote, people thought it was possible. It wasn't possible.
But is it true that the final event that hacked Fayemi was the fact that he wanted to do what El Rufai did, weed out the teachers who can't teach, which made sense, you know, but he sent everybody into a panic. They just used as propaganda that he wanted to remove every teacher from work, and teachers are influential.
I'm glad that you said propaganda.
Yes.
I, in a little sense, was falling in love with Ekiti. Fayemi happened to have gone to the same school that I went, although he was my junior. But I knew who his commissioner for education was, Ajayi. So, you see, the thing is, because people considered him elitist, they thought he wanted to come and win, and that was the propaganda that was propagated. And this is more so by people who call themselves the elite. Say, oh, this is what they wanted to do. And it wasn't true. What he did, what he wanted to do was to say, look, could you just have a bit of a teaching experience to teach? What Rufai did, and discovered that the whole place was full of just quacks.
Yes.
And they didn't let him. And he tried to explain it. And you see, they had considered him ab initio and someone who came from outside Ekiti and brought with him his crowd from Lagos, who wanted to then come and sit in judgment, to speak, over them. And so that was it. It's not true. He wouldn't come and sack all teachers. I mean, what he wanted to do, and he showed in the result of the exams when he was there, even after he left, and then Fayose was now claiming that it was what he did. It wasn't.
But Dokun, it's amazing that, you know, it's across. I know 3 governors who had problem trying to revive education. Oshiomhole had his
problems.
El Rufai and Fayemi, and that's a pity.
It is a pity.
Because you're not going to go anywhere if you
without
don't
education. I mean, Jimmy, look at you and I. We knew when we went to school. We knew the kind of education we had, which is still what is showing in our lives today.
Yeah.
And you know, one thing I've found, politics in Nigeria is just something else. Because the people who think they're in power today just want to deny people the benefits of what they enjoyed, so that they can keep these people in subjugation, and then they can be bearers of waters and all those kind of things, and keep their own kids abroad, and then bring the kids to come and continue where they stopped. That is what is happening.
That's what is happening.
It's a politics of self-interest.
It's what I said this morning, you know, and from paid news, and I think I said as much on Sunday, that the politicians have contrived it.
Oh, yes.
They've made sure that at some point you're not even our minds are not even developed.
Absolutely.
But let's assume that you give people 4,000 naira to vote, and let's assume you say that, okay, this is Jimmy with all the noise it makes, influential. You come and give me, let's say, 4 million. Would I cast my vote for you because you've given me 4 million naira? Or 40? Or 400?
You know, the thing is, to be honest with you, Jimmy, just as Prof. Oyebode said, there are some people, their belly is their God. No matter the pittance you give to them, for them is big. For people that have been impoverished, people that have been denied sustenance, denied their salaries for some of them, it was a big deal. But that is, you see, what I say to people is the problem we have, the people say poverty, it is not financial poverty. It is the poverty of the mind. And the possibility of thinking. And that is why you see what you see. What will you give to me? Look, when we were growing up, Jimmy, you remember, our parents were not rich.
At all.
They weren't rich. They denied themselves. And then sent us to school. So even if you gave an Ekiti man some 30 years ago money, he will look at you that you must be sick in your head.
Ekiti men were particularly proud.
Yes. And they will sell all they have to send their kids to school. So you couldn't be bribing them with money. But you see, let me be frank with you, Jimmy. Our nation took this southward journey after Babangida. It destroyed and desecrated our values. And people forget today, he personified corruption, and he globalized it in this country to the extent that he said it with pride that every man had a prize. And people forgot. The moment the values of any people are destroyed, then they're gone, because value is your culture. And see what is also happening in America. So you begin to see that is a pattern. And unless people, I remember when I was talking with the vice president some years ago, he said, Dogsy, we can make all the noise we want. If we people like you who don't do politics, don't get involved in politics, we can't deliver our country.
Which vice president is
not Shibajo.
Jebi. Okay.
Yes, Jebi. You see, the thing is, we are leaving politics to politicians. Politicians are rogues. So unless decent people come to play politics, we will say, oh, it's dirty, and then you can't go. Then you leave them in their pigsty, and they begin to develop what they want, which is just leave it to them. And then look,
which is part of the problem of our elite, because you become part of the elite. You send your kids to expensive schools and so on and so forth. By the time they come back, and boys are now.
Look, Jimmy. You know, every day I look at our National Assembly and I shake my head.
Yes, now
there's nothing good that can come out of that pit.
Yes,
and I've said it. Look, I owe no apologies. Look, there was a time I sat down. I sent a text to each and every one of them, and I asked them. You know, some of them tried to engage me, and I dusted them. They thought maybe I was an internet rat who didn't have. And I said to them, you better go and Google me and find out who I am. And then you can understand why I feel this way.
But do you feel comfortable in the social media space? I don't feel so comfortable anymore.
I don't anymore.
Because you used to be very active.
Oh, you know Jimmy now. I used to be. But I went away from Twitter. I closed my Twitter account.
You did?
I did. And then Facebook, I then engage only those who I think are reasonable for me to engage. It's not a matter of pride. It's just number one, you don't understand what they write is gibberish. They think they write in English, and you ask yourself, is this English or something close to vernacular? And then I began to see the depth of. You see, Jimmy, what has really destroyed conversation in this country is the depth of reasoning.
Yes.
There's a dearth in the way people reason. It's so superficial that you begin to ask yourself, hey, and somebody comes out and he writes, look at Buhari, look. And I ask myself, has anybody sat down to understand what is happening in this country?
Let me tell you a bit of mine. I honest to God, God is my witness. I feel so much pain when I see young people try to take me on. I've seen a young man, I looked at his photograph, probably it's about 30, maybe 30.
35.
Right there. Jimmy Disu, I hate listening to him. He talks from both sides of the mouth.
Can you imagine?
And this and that. And, they go on with their views. And I've constructed a few replies once, and I just quickly delete it. That
you
there's
don't
no
waste
point.
your time.
But you know what I'm going to do with these young people? I'm going to wait patiently till I can identify 2, 3, 4 of them and teach them a lesson of decorum. When I hit them with the court, whether I win or not, they'll still have to pay the lawyer. They'll still have to pay the lawyer. I'm going to wait. I'm looking at them, because you can come and have an argument with me on social media, but you can't insult me.
No, Jimmy, to be honest with you.
Just to sound, and like, since I told people that if you send me any forwarded whatever, I'm going to hand over. They don't send me any WhatsApp again.
No, they don't. People will send something to say, just to show that it's not their thought. They say, come. When I say, hey, if you send me something, it means you believe it.
Yes, now.
So don't come and say to me that it's forwarded as sent.
And the reasoning, I say to myself, if you don't agree with a man, why don't you just say what you don't agree with? But if you are not intellectually strong enough to say, you now turn it into abuse.
No, that's a compensate.
You think no. I will just pick 2 at random.
But you know what will happen, Jimmy? I can guarantee you. They will send people to begin to beg you. That is the culture of a man sits in a danfo. The driver is driving like he's just come out of a drinking binge, and then they don't caution him, and then he hits your car, and then you come on. Then they prostrate. they'll begin to beg you. Ọmọ yín náà ni ẹ ṣàánú ẹ̀.
Tó bá lọ sí ibòmí ẹ̀yin náà la máa pè.
Ẹ̀yin olówó yìí gan sef. And then that is a concept we have transferred to every sphere of our lives.
Yes.
They will then send people to begin to beg you. They look for people who know you and they begin to beg you. You see, the thing is, everything has been so polluted.
Okay, let's get down to Ekiti.
Yes, please.
But before then, I need to make this announcement. Our lines will be open anytime from now. 0809 191 3913, 0809 222 0913, 0809 234 5913, 01236 7913, 01280 2913, and 01280 3913. Now the Twitter handle is at Lagos Talks 913. Facebook is Lagos Talks 913. By the way, when you do the Twitter one, please add at Jimmy Disu so I can read it on the device in front of me. It's still Morning Digest with Jimmy Disu, and I think we need to take a commercial break. I need to pay my dues at this point before I get a visit from the red car downstairs. So we're going to take a short commercial break and we'll be right back. We can go peaceful.
Steve, my guy!
Charlie, you don't see for my shop, oh.
School get as e be as exams non start.
So when you go come my shop, make you for check out the correct shoes wey I just do.
Sure, for this age and time, you still dey ask make person call your shop?
What I go do now?
Shey you get MTN line? Just dial *131# make you connect to WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, or any social media app for MTN goodie bag.
How that one go help me sell my market now?
Oh yeah, download WhatsApp for your phone first, then snap the new shoes wey you wan show me. Put the picture for WhatsApp from your MTN line, then send am to me. I go choose the one wey I like. Come even send the pictures to my friends for school make dem sef join buy your market.
Oh my God!
Yes, so you fit open another shop on top social media with MTN goodie bag and still get double. With just 25 naira daily or 50 naira weekly, you go get double data to browse Facebook, Instagram, even chat WhatsApp. No carry lasso, enter MTN goodie bag now. Just dial *131*3#. Make yourself come dey get double.
It seems the Russian court can't dull the Nigerian spirit on this fine day. This is going to be a wonderful game.
In the course of a football match, you'll make a new best friend.
Guy!
Have your first argument with him.
Guy, look at yourself.
You not see him now.
Share your first drink.
One for the goal.
Scream at each other.
They tell you say this one now.
Have a victory hug, and most definitely find new nicknames for yourselves. Because this is Naija, where football lives.
Dissecting the major news stories daily. This is the Morning Digest with Jimmy Disu.
Welcome back to Morning Digest with Jimmy Disu, and this is Lagos Talks, 91.3 FM. I'm sorry if you just managed to catch what I said off. I didn't know. I thought I was completely off. I said it on my way out, so I do apologize for that. Yeah, back to Ekiti now. So what's next? What do you think is likely to happen?
Jimmy, I can be very optimistic about something. Not only Ekiti, but I'm stretching to Nigeria. I think we're on the road to restoration. In the sense that people may not see it glaringly, but you'll find that people begin to come to understanding that Nigeria needs to change. Ekiti needs to change. I went to Christ School at Ekiti.
And you also went to comprehensive high school,
so
with your friend,
with you, and so I can see a progress from what Ekiti used to be to what Fayemi was able to do. Yes, he made mistakes naturally. He's human. Who wouldn't?
It's human.
And then he's now come back because I asked him, why do you want to recontest? He said, look, Egbon, the thing is, I have a mandate with these people. I just think we need to correct the things that we didn't do well and make. So I'm convinced that he will. And I think he's learned. We learn from this. And then he's going to start from the infrastructure that you see in Ekiti today was laid by him. Many of the things, and particularly education. He also went to...
What about the famous flow?
Oh no!
I'm sorry. I know it's a sore point.
That one, it's
you remember the House of Assembly moved the session,
and they go and have a session under it. Then you can. Do you know that this guy, Fauci, with due respect to whoever he is, debates Ekiti to the extent that anyone was in the assembly, anyone who could say yes, 3 bags full, was the people he put in the assembly who could not even speak a word of English, not to say of writing their names. And so he put them that they were there at his mercy. He went to present the budget and said, who is the speaker? He said, you are the speaker. And then within 1 hour, he banged the gavel and then they passed the budget. Ekiti.
He banged the gavel?
Oh, yes, he was the one who sat there and he banged the gavel and then it was passed.
There's no way I would ask you this question without a disrespect to his person, so I'll let that pass.
Okay.
I'll let that pass. Besides, you're not a psychiatrist, are you?
No,
you're
really.
a general practitioner.
Oh, yes.
So
with a bias for psychiatry, though.
Oh, you have a bias for psychiatry?
Oh, yes, I do.
But there's no way I will ask the question that I don't want to touch his person.
I know where the question is. I've always insinuated it.
Yes.
I've always, not only with him, but with quite a few others. That they need. If Professor Lambo was around, he would have taken them up to check them.
Yeah, maybe. So let's leave that one.
Okay.
But let's look at the other one, where he claimed he a medical doctor.
Yes.
So when you saw the picture of him the way he was, did he look like somebody who'd been treated by a medical doctor with the collar? I think the thing was worn upside down.
Yeah, absolutely. And then
can you take us through that? What?
You see, when I saw it and people believed it, and I equated, it's like what Trump does, moral equivalence. Then I began to understand why people could vote for him. If people defended that, no doctor, what his qualification, will have done that to Mr. Fayose. Put him a neck brace that was upside down. One, and then he put a sling, a hand sling, in a neck that was supposedly broken. And then he hung it like this, and he stood like. You see, one thing that I say, you say you didn't want to allude to it. I will not, but I'll be careful with it. You see, when somebody cries, and then he can go also into a state of laughing, it's called bipolar.
Yeah.
So he means
Senator, what's his name now? Senator Arishe.
Yes.
Alluded to something like that.
This is not the first time people have said it, and I've told them. He can be crying now, suddenly he begins to laugh almost about the same time. You need to check. We need to check. That's what you call in psychiatry a state of bipolar. But what he presented was not possible.
But in a way, no matter how we try to polish it, and it is sad that how would I put it? That in general terms, in Nigeria, a man who might not be stable might just jolly well get to the center.
But Jimmy, do you remember something?
Yes.
That Professor Lambo said that everybody that aspires to political responsibility has to be psychiatrically reviewed. He said it many, and he's been dead how many years?
You agree to that, don't you?
Oh, of course I do. Is it not also happening in America?
No. The American one, I had this feeling within me, but it not concern me. But when I heard somebody else say it this morning on CNN at about 4ish, I then said, I think I was right. I suspect that the gentleman might be blackmailed. I think back in the day when he was going there, they have some photographs and so many things on him.
It's been obvious to me since the day began to run that this guy, two things, he's blackmailed and there is nothing he can do about it unless America sends him away. And the other thing was, his doctor himself wrote also a report that it was not doctoral. No doctor will write the kind of superlative report he writes. No, there's no medical flourish that permits that. So, you see, the whole world itself is on a hinge. So, the world is in trouble with that man. I'm telling you.
And the Ekiti State was in trouble with your man for 3 years.
But I'm glad that he's gone. But he won't go quietly. Except if he's
look at us now talking about the man as if he was a candidate for the election.
That was what he made himself.
Because I can't even remember his name as I'm sitting here.
No, Professor Eleka, Sholushola Eleka.
Do you know him?
I don't. I didn't even hear him speak once.
I think I heard him on. I think I saw him YouTube.
Oh, YouTube.
Of course.
It probably would have been something put together. The
man is a professor of which university?
University of Ife. Building. Professor of building or something.
That's the same university you went.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I see.
Unfortunately,
you should have come to Unilag. Okay, I got a caller now. Hello, good morning.
Uncle Jimmy, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Great to guest. This is Damaba.
Yes, morning.
Yes, sir. Uncle Jimmy, sir, without due respect, I want to ask a question before I make my opinion known. The guest you have, is he a spokesperson of a FIME or yes? Because I'm getting confused listening to you this morning. It seems to me like that. But talking realistically, what happened in Ekiti State, I wish you can focus on the issue of buying of votes, so you can educate we the citizens, because I believe you know better than us. Because you can't continue like this to 2019 if this happens again, because it has happened before under the watch of this INEC and the President Muhammad Buhari in like two states allegedly now, and it still continue, and we are celebrating it, think it's normal. We love pretending in this country a lot when maybe the candidate of our choice win an election, whether it is by violence, by force, by rig, by anything, we celebrate, which is wrong. I was part of the people who condemned what happened, the election that brought in Fayoshe. And today, this election that happened last week, Saturday, to my best of knowledge, it wasn't perfect. I think we should talk on that instead of, painting scenario that to me it is unnecessary, because I know what is happening within the political sense. I know when somebody is being psychiatric or whatever about issue. I'm not a fool, and I believe a lot of Nigerians are not fools. But enlightening more, I think, will do more good than damage. So we should focus on that. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, would you want to respond to him?
You see, I don't know. I can't remember.
No, it's one of regular callers.
You see, I think he's missing the point. I don't represent FIME. That's not important. I think he's being narrow in his assessment of what is happening. What we have said here, you see, there's a misconception. People think the vote buying is so huge there, and then you should concentrate on it. The people they buy their votes cannot be the population, the total population of people who vote. As bad and despicable as it is, let's not put our mind to that and then begin to sing about buying of no. is mentioning Buhari. What does Buhari have to do with the fact that they've done election in Anambra, they've done in Bayelsa, and the same thing has been said? So it's not limited to whether it was where. This is the pattern of what people have been. But it is left. Look, I said on TVC, the program, the thing that people forget that the electoral process is on a tripod. The INEC does election. That is their duty. They cannot be teaching people how to vote. It is the responsibility of political parties to teach people how to vote, voter education, and the CSOs that litter the whole nation. So you can't as well INEC to be telling you how to vote. Then they are conjuring you to vote for a particular person. The thing to do, which political party in Nigeria has membership? They don't have a membership document. Look, anywhere in the world, when election comes, a party can say, we have 55 people who can vote for us because they know that they are members. And then they begin to look for other people to join. Show me the party that has it. So why wouldn't there be vote buying? So it's a bazaar.
No, apart from that, I'm not going to waste time on this program talking about vote buying. When the real problem, the underlying problem is simply poverty. For the next 20 to 30 years, there'll always be vote buying. Because what does vote buying mean? Vote buying simply means that you give me money to vote for you.
Yeah.
So I have to vote for a reason anyway.
Right.
So if the reason why I'm voting for you is because you have given me money, no problem, but I will bear the fate
for 4 years.
For 4 years, if I made a wrong decision. I think in some cases, I'm using this word. No, let me put it in another form. We have to be realistic about where we are. We have to be realistic. There is no way you will have an election in the next 20, 30 years, unless the poverty level goes up, that you won't have money exchanging hands at some level. So that's not the issue. The issue we're doing here at Dambaba is to analyze what happened, analyze the way forward from the state. And this gentleman is a respectable senior elder citizen of the state. He's a medical doctor, he's a former director of a multinational. So he's not just a nobody. But if his argument tilts towards so be it. I have no apologies for that. I mean, let's face it. It was almost as if I was saying it was some kind of aberration. He didn't particularly show the nuances of governance. It's an aberration. It's not something that would happen all the time. But we appreciate his contribution. But I can tell you, are you in politics, by the way?
No, I'm not. I'm not a politician. I don't belong to any party. I'm not a card carrying. But I will vote according to my conscience. If anybody then thinks is rich enough to come and buy me, let him bring the money. Number one, I will refuse it, and I'll tell you why I'm refusing. You see, this man that people don't understand, the electorate has a role to play in electoral process. You sit down there, you don't demand, you don't know who your local government is, you don't have any expectation of him. Of course, when he's a layer, you go and sit there at his door to give you dodo and rice. And then when the man gives you 4,000, he will come back in 4 years' time. Your 4,000 has only cooked soup for 1 day. You see, people forget that we were never like this.
Yeah.
The gentleman must know Nigeria was never like this.
I don't know if he ever saw like a UPN election back in the day.
And then is this Chief Outlaw that will be giving you money or Bolagi or whatever? But the thing is, because of the way we became, without respect for our own self, lack of self-respect, that's why a policeman takes bribe. He doesn't respect himself. And the same thing had gone to every facet of our nation.
I think to a large extent, the average Nigerian has been dehumanized.
Oh, yes.
Been dehumanized. We don't even have respect for the body that we carry. We don't have respect for even the body, some of the things that men and women do.
And then respect yourself to say, this I will never do. Those boundaries have sort of...
Looking away is like a different country from which.
Oh, yes, you're right. Absolutely. No.
Hello, good morning. Hello. Hello, morning. 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 That must have been Solomon. Morning.
Hello, good morning, sir. Are you hearing me?
I can hear you, yes.
Yes, my name is Rotimi Adeyemi. I'm calling from Yanopaja.
I thought it was my good friend Solomon.
No.
He comes before. Okay.
God, I got you. Thank God I got you today.
Thank you.
Yes. Concerning this Nigeria in particular, the man sitting there mentioned something like that everything went haywire. Yes, I give that to him, but I think he should have gone back. I believe that Nigeria began to unravel the day Agui Rossi appended his to the fact that Nigeria should be run on a unit system in line with their own army command system. One way of running things. That was when Nigeria began to go downhill. Well, that being said, I believe whether electoral problem, vote buying, problem with our governance, problem with our economy, or with this problem.
I think we have a bad. Sir, can you please use another number to call us, please? I'm interested in what you have to say. Hello, good morning.
Uncle Jimmy, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Yeah, my greeting also goes to the guest.
Yes.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have engineer by a question on the line.
Yes.
Yeah, Uncle Jimmy, you see, sometimes I feel like not coming up to put on my radio because what I actually expected to hear, I hear the other side of it. And this bothers me a lot. It gives me a lot of headache and it gives me a lot of concern. You put on your radio on a daily basis, you have issue concerning Nigeria. My God, when are we going to get out of this? See, sir, with due respect, sir, you see, sometimes I go through some personal things when I hear some certain things happening in my so-called country. You understand? So then I begin to ask, what can we do as a youth, to move out of this rubbish? Then, Uncle Jimmy, I want to ask you, what is working in this country? Does protest work? Just tell me, what do you think we can do to curb all these things? Because even over the time, we've seen a lot of protests. What comes out of it? I could remember when they inflated the price of toll gate, Lekki toll gate. There were a set of guys who came out to protest and all that. But at the long run, what happened thereafter? Uncle Jimmy, what happened? Embrace the price. Then I keep asking myself, people will be shouting, it's only youth. Then we are trying our best to stop all this, but is it that our best is not enough?
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, please, Dokun, go.
Engineer, I sympathize with you, but let me tell you, do not give in to cynicism. Nigeria will change when we want it to change. It's the concept of all of us coming together to have the same passion of wanting to change our country. Can I tell you what usually happens? The thing is, the politicians know that we don't have sustainability of dissent. When you speak for 2 days, everybody begins to say, let me go to my shop. I'm hungry, Jerry. All these politicians, Nigeria cannot change. I can't come and kill myself. If you don't put your back to the work, we're not going to get anywhere. We go to England, it didn't happen overnight. America, it didn't happen. Even Ghana, it didn't happen overnight. Is there a consistency in our dissent? Is there a principle stand that we all stand for? There is none. Before you know what is happening, the position will come, this one is a Muslim, this one is a Christian, this one is from the north. Oh, they are killing Christians. We cannot continue with those kind of distractions and get a solidity in our attitude to build a nation. Engineer, I can guarantee you, I'm much older than you are from what you said, but I have a hope that even in my lifetime, in Jimmy's lifetime, we'll be able to look back and say, hey, Nigeria used to be like this, then they changed, then we come back to normal. it won't come by because we go to church to pray. Many of people do it as thieves. Many people who go to church and donate a church, nobody has ever asked him what he does for a living. A man donates so much and he says he pays tithe to a church or he builds a mosque. What does he do for a living? He says he does business. Is he the only one doing business? Even if you can donate 35 million, it means if you can give 35 million, you have 100 million. We need to begin to interrogate these things. And excuse me, sir, it starts from little things. You can't get big things done if you're going to get small things done. So don't lose hope. We're going to build this country.
Well, I think that I think the spirit of the human spirit of Nigerians is broken over the years. I think because it over, let's say, if we look at it, about 30 years. Because we all knew where it started. The children who are born during that period, I don't want to mention, but children who are born during that period up till now, some of them are about 35.
That's right.
Some going on to 40. And over time, poverty is a ravaging disease.
It is.
The Nigerian spirit has been broken. We will come talk. Look at what I do now in my pension. Why you are sleeping as a pensioner? But even I'm beginning to get tired and begin to wait. You talk about these things. The spirit is broken. Then those who are in power, very powerful people, they will do all it takes to make sure that our people don't get enlightened and things like that. But guess what is likely to happen? I believe that we will get better, but I have a funny feeling it will be from a shock treatment.
You see, one thing.
You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
It will be like a shock. I don't know in what manner it will come, but something is going to shake this country to the roots. Then everybody's eyes will open.
Can I tell you, Jimmy, that it's beginning to happen very surreptitiously? Can I tell you what I mean? I've said to people, everybody wants to be president. Is a lack of deep thinking. Only one man can be president. All these people who want to be president, look, I've said a number of them. Just imagine, Jimmy, that Patutomi is president of Senate, and GT Oguye, and those people are in House of Rep. And you think we will have this? No. The thing is, everybody wants to go. It's not the president that can do anything. We have found out. The Senate will kill any initiative of any good president if you don't have a good Senate. So, look, until we all understand that if many of us who are making noise don't go to the grassroots to start. In England, you can't be a prime minister without being an MP.
MP, yes.
And then we must have a process by which leadership evolves. We don't have. A man can get up from being a vulcanizer and become president of Nigeria as long as he has a school certificate and is above 35. That should not be the way it ought to be. That's why we are making noise today. That's why Kitty degenerated to what it became. And then until we wake up, the elites who claim to be elites, who claim they went to school when we went to school, should need to begin to rejig people's mind and let them have an understanding of how the process works.
Let me ask you, there's a caller that we had earlier who made some allusion to this Ironsi and talked about centralized government, how we need all the restructuring. I'm sure he was talking about all this restructuring and so on. And I said, your problem, for me, your problem comes from the level of government nearest you.
Absolutely.
Restructuring is not good. It's not a magic wand. It's not a political arrangement.
It is a buzzword. There was a time they started with revenue, whatever, fiscal responsibility, revenue allocation. What happened to them? You see, Jimmy, the politicians we have, they have sat down, they have watched our sociology and the kind of people we are, and they are playing us like a Ludo. That's what we don't understand. So they throw buzzwords, they begin to run after it. What are people talking about restructuring? 80-something-year-old people. You see, the thing that people say constitution. Who manages constitution? Britain does not have a written constitution. We forget things. It's just because we don't think. That is why a Nigerian pastor will tell you that I'm fasting for you, for your problem, and he is fasting for you, and then we go home and we're comfortable instead of dealing with your problem. That is, look, we've just gone magical in the way we think. That's why the Nigerian populace will listen to a mystic pig saying we will get to quarter-final. You know, it's permitted.
That's a sub point too.
Yeah. Everything is just got into our system and it's just deprived us of the ability to reason.
That's a sub point.
What did it not happen? They said mystic pig. Other nations, yeah, they had about mystic pig.
That was the only thing I hung on to because I knew we couldn't. That's why I said it's sub point. You know, I kept and. Just like you mentioned it now.
Yes.
It's funny how things play games on your mind.
Absolutely.
You could see your boys are not playing well. You said, but the pigs.
Mystic said we'll get to quarter-final. You think the other people don't have mystic pigs in their nation? They didn't hear about mystic pig? If Croatia listened to a mystic pig, they would have been out in first round.
In first round.
Until, Jimmy, our minds is divorced from the supernatural. And then we begin to face issues as they ought to be. We will just be in the jungle.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. Oh, I lost that. Hello?
Uncle Jimmy, I greet you.
Kelvin, how are you? What's going on here?
I think it's the network.
It's the network. Yeah. Well, let me try this. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Jimmy.
Morning.
Okay, my name is Kachi. Please.
Yes, please go on.
I want to discuss.
Wow. Very soon somebody will say sabotage.
Hello.
Hello, Uncle Jimmy. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
My name is Adedeji.
Yes, please. Yes.
Okay. First of all, when Doctor mentioned, good morning, Doctor, sir.
Morning.
When you mentioned something about everybody wanting to be president, what I said in my house was Abaya Dalesa. Because it is worrisome. Everybody wants to take Buhari's position. It's not like I'm in support of him anymore. But can't we have sensible people in the Senate? People who go there and boldly say, let us remove is it immunity or what is it called?
Yes.
Remove immunity, remove these things, all these things that make people feel like they are our gods. Once they become governors or local government chairmen and all those things. Every other person wants to become president. What happens to the Senate, the people that are obviously truncating everything a good president wants to do? How are we going to change that? Then the issue of buying votes. Uncle Jimmy said it on, which day was it? He said that when people are very poor and you've not paid them for 7 months and somebody is offering them 3,000 naira, why wouldn't they take it? The first thing they will tell you is, after all, Owewani.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why shouldn't I collect 3,000 naira? Until you remove poverty, until we get rid of these people that impoverish the citizens, we won't get it right. People keep collecting money. I was telling my sister yesterday, we were discussing that I will collect 3,000, go to where someone says give me 4,000 or 10,000, I will collect it. I will start collecting. It's like an ajo. You'll be collecting me from what to what. If you have the strength, maybe half of your monthly salary you collect on that day, and then go home and sleep, because none of the two of them is my candidate. We need to have people in the Senate, the lawmakers, either state or federal, who can call the bluff of all this immunity, demigod laws and everything that we have there. People who are not selfish. You mentioned having like Professor Otomi as Senate president. You know, people who without position, when they speak, you will respect them. You know they have something upstairs. Uncle Jimmy should go there. So we will know that.
I'm not from Ekiti.
No,
not
Senate.
Senate. Generally, even doctors, sir. If you say you are old, yes, we know you are old. You are not our age because I know I'm very young. But if we have people like you there, we won't say, oh, we don't want all these old men. The old men that we don't want are the Agbayas.
Okay.
Not the ones that are still wishing us well, like you, like Uncle Jimmy, who does not. Uncle Jimmy will call anybody's bluff. So let him go there. Let people like him, Patty Tommy, all these Faladuro Toye, don't go for president's
absolutely.
Work. The Senate go and change all these irritating laws. People who approve, who will remove money from constructing third mainland, what do you call Lagos Ibadan Expressway. I think it doesn't matter. People who do not know the importance of education.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
You know, the most painful of all the aspirants, the one who hurts me the most, who I feel strongly about the most, is a man like Showore.
Yeah.
Showore should be in the house, in the other reps or that. That's, you know, he's...
Look, Jimmy, can I tell you something? Kingsley Moghalu used to be my patient when he was in Newswatch. So I saw him.
Okay.
Yes, it was in Newswatch. A damn intelligent young man. And then he went on to improve himself. He went to work abroad. Look, I don't see why Kingsley. People will say that I'm being honest with myself. If that guy is in Senate and is a Senate majority leader, who told people like Utomi president, and then just list them, Felado to his maybe House of Rep and is the speaker. You think we can have the mess we have? We can't. You see, because these are people with refined mind who don't have anything to begin to run after constituency, whatever. Projects. Look, until we do that, look, these politicians know what is happening. They enjoy it. And that's why many of them say, I'm going to another party. It's a gravy train. As long as another gravy train comes, they join. But show me, I said it on TVC, show me any of these politicians whether he has another job apart from politics in Abuja. There is none. So the thing they do is they move from one to the other, to the other, to the other, as long as it allows them. Until people, I would have loved to do politics. Chibolage asked me many years ago, I said, on which party? Because I'm a very principled person and I'm hard. And you can't begin to talk, and I can't say good morning Jesus to another human being. If we don't change the policy of a political process in which parties have membership, documented membership, and then it's out of those members that can vote, can run for office, with all this monetization of positions, we will not get out of it. You want young people to run for House of Assembly and then you want to pay 10 million or 2 million to buy a form. Where does he get it from? So you are telling him from the basis that he needs to be a thief. Yes. So when he finds the money or some people to support him to buy the form, he's beholden to them. And then they sit in one corner and they say, the contract for the gutter, bring it. Contract for the bring it. This. And so all his aspirations gone. But you can't do that to Itomi. You can't do it to Kingsley Moghalu. You can't do it to Showore.
Yeah, because he has an income.
Absolutely. Showore can go back and say, I want to go back to Sahara Reporters. Feladote can say, show me any of the senators who can go back to anything. They can't. They have nothing.
And they don't need to.
They make so much money.
Pension,
but do you know what usually happens, Jimmy?
Yes.
Go check them 2 years after leaving office. They're nothing. Because they never made the money in a manner or that can...
I don't want to mention the name, but there was a number 3 citizen of this country who at some point couldn't pay his medical bills. And back in the day when it was his time, you know, we need to. I need to play you something to cool you down.
I'm okay.
If I can't offer you a full English breakfast or akara onogi, at least let me play some music to cool you down.
Please do.
Okay.
Do.
So what did he? Asha, you like Asha?
Oh, Asha, Fire on the Mountain.
You never really liked Fela back in the day, though.
Oh yes, there was no Fela concert that I missed.
Really?
No. Oh yes. You know one thing that people didn't know about Fela. Fela was very brilliant. If he spoke English, it was quiz English.
Extremely.
And he's thinking, he will bring books and begin to show you. You know.
Look, I forgot. I don't know why I'm sitting down here and thinking you were a member of the Scripture Union. But now, it's coming back to me a bit.
You know,
but let's.
You know,
I mean, some of our friends were listening. Where is Ekwenyong Duke?
I don't know where he is now. You know, he became a minister and then he left under Jonathan. I told him that I don't know why he was minister in that. The same that I told Shegun Aganga. You know, Shegun Aganga and I were classmates in Christ School. And I called him when I landed. Said, "Look, you want to come and be minister here? Would you like us to talk?" He sidetracked me, didn't talk. But today he knows, because I never let him rest. My text were always, I say, Shegun, how proud are you to sit in a cabinet meeting where so and so are sitting with you? He didn't answer me.
But again, the argument also is that we need to put some of our own.
But you know, you need to look at, you see, somebody wants to sew for you a suit, and you see what he's putting on. Then you say, this one can't sew me no suit.
All right, we'll take a short musical break from Masha, and then we'll be right back to conclude.
Dissecting the major news stories daily. This is the Morning Digest with Jimmy Dessou.
There is fire on the mountain, and nobody seems to be on the run. Oh, there is fire on the mountain top, and no one is running. I wake up in the morning, tell you what I see on my TV screen. I see the blood of an innocent child, and everybody's watching. Now I'm looking out my window, and what do I see? I see an army of a soldier man marching across the street. Hey, hey, Mr. Soldier Man, tomorrow is the day you go to war. Boy, you are fighting for another man's guns, and you don't even know him. Ooh, what did it say to make you so blind to your conscience and reason? Could it be love for your country, or for the gun you use in killing? So there is fire on the mountain, and nobody seems to be on the run. Oh, there is fire on the mountain top, and no one is running. Hey, Mr. Loverman, can I get a chance to talk to you? 'Cause you are fooling with a dead man's corpse, and you don't know what you do. So you say you have a lover, and you love her like no other. So you buy her a diamond that someone has died. Oh, don't you think there's something wrong with this? Tell me, who's responsible for what we teach our children? Is it the internet or the stars on television? Why, oh, why? Why, oh, why, oh? Oh, so little Lucy turned 60, and like the movie she's been seeing, she has a lover in her daddy. She can't tell nobody till she makes the evening news. For there is fire on the mountain, and there is nobody on the run. Oh, there is fire on the mountain top, and no one is running. Oh, yes. One day the river will overflow, and there'll be nowhere for us to go, and we will run, run, wishing we had put out the fire. Oh, for
major news stories daily. This is the Morning Digest with Jimmy Dessou.
Hello, welcome back to Morning Digest with Jimmy Dessou on Lagos Talks, and we're right on the last lap of Morning Digest. We had, of course, when we're off air, we had some discussions going on, and I was trying to explain, or rather, Dokun and I were trying to, Dokun still wondering why anybody would take money to vote, and I'm telling him, a man who has not been paid. Don't forget, a man who has not been paid a wage that would not have taken him home in the first instance anyway, who has not been paid that, now hasn't been paid for 7 months. It's difficult.
It's unbelievable.
The Nigerian is broken. Completely, he's broken. There's nothing else left in him in terms of pride or whatever. He's a broken man. They can't go to government hospitals. They have to look for money. Instead of them, they go to church. You are talking about churches. People have no choice but to believe in something because they are broken.
That's why it's called the opium.
It's an opium, yes. A man has more than malaria. Some can't even buy malaria drugs. You say, we've taken him. Well, I've heard that so many times. Where did you take so and so? We had to take him to the church. Since you know that you can't. And the thing about helping people with medicals is, let me tell you some of the fears that I have. Sometimes somebody says, he has a severe headache. I say to myself, if I plunge myself into this problem, it could lead up to cancer.
Oh, yeah.
And when you now get halfway, the same Nigerians will tell you, you are the one, we would have taken him to Baba Nifani in Yekitio. You are the one who told us. Now that they say we should go and bring 2 million. What do you want us to do?
Where do we get it?
So Nigerians are broken. We're broken species. We're broken completely, and I think that we need a shock treatment. We need a shock, and I don't know what kind of shock treatment, but I think something would happen. I hope the wrong thing doesn't happen. Because look at Dokun in the midst of anger of a lot of people, especially the young ones. Supposing war breaks out. Supposing war, God forbid, war breaks out in this country. Do you know? I tell people, there is no war, you can't eat three square meals. Once there's war, you'll be looking for grass to eat. You might not even find.
People ate lizard the last time.
Yes.
This is what my problem is. The anger we have is what I call impotent anger. We just make noise, we make rabble, and everybody goes to sleep and it goes away. You know what had happened to us, Jimmy, in this country is, I keep saying it, we have lived off the proceeds of corruption for too long that we're so used to it that we say, why should we stop people from stealing? Because no matter what, whenever it steals and then it comes down obey to people, peanuts falling from the master's table, and then we're satisfied with it. I thought when Buhari came in, they were going to do something about ethical revolution in terms of reconditioning people's mind. I thought it was good. I even thought it was going to be under information, like Mohammed. Only for me to. You see, the thing that I think we have missed with Buhari is this: the basic fundamentals we were that you have called hanging low fruits.
Low fruits, yes.
We left them, and then because they went away, and bigger things began to come. If you had begun to let people understand, that's why they find it difficult to understand what Buhari is doing. Because, oh boy, there's no money, we want to eat. You say there is this. What is all this about tomorrow? But when tomorrow comes, what will be there left to eat? So if the politicians enjoy the moment because it allows them to pillage the Commonwealth, it allows them to do anything they choose, and then so they don't care because their kids. But one thing they forget, in Jimmy, you mentioned it, they keep their kids abroad, but they'll be shocked. And one thing that I've found that is taking away their children is drugs. So they're paying in a way for what they think they're keeping away. The shock treatment will come when it hits them that, hey, my kids too are in trouble, and everything that I thought I built, they're destroying.
Yes, yeah.
And then Nigerians then wake up to really think about tomorrow. Because I say this to people: a man that plants a tree cannot sit under the shade. That is the mark of an intelligent person. What I'm struggling for today is because of my daughter. Because she has a longer time to live than I got. So if I don't take care of her future, my own work is in vain. So unless people begin to think in a very different manner that is not pecuniary, but that is about futuristic. Look at America. They sent a probe to, I think it was Mercury. It took them 19 years to build it, and to get there would take another 17. The man who started it knew he was not going to be around to appreciate the success, but that is forward thinking. And then when people now begin to enjoy, Louis Armstrong walked on the moon. He's no more alive. But today we are reaping the benefits of that expedition. That is how people think. Not the way they are today.
No, Nigerians are selfish thinkers.
Yeah.
Most of us.
Particularly the people who go into politics.
Yes, they're selfish thinkers. And there's this culture in Nigeria where I want to be seen as above everybody. You travel with Nigerians. You get to Heathrow Airport, they fall in line. You leave Heathrow Airport, you get to Nigeria, now you want to become a big deal overnight.
But Jimmy, can I tell you something that people don't remember? Who gave that small generator I better pass my neighbor? That is the thinking. So the small generator signifies, at least I have this, I better pass my neighbor now. That is the thinking. In every
my neighbor will not get.
Absolutely. So when you also look and you buy a car and that man walks, I better pass my neighbor. That is, we've taken it also into government. So a man steals $1 billion. When he discusses, they say, ordinary 1 billion. If you can steal a billion, I can steal 3.
I remember there was an Aburo of mine who, at one of the social clubs, you see, people don't know the essence of the word. It was at the bar, champagne, everything, blah, blah, blah. When he now said that, he said, I have so much money, I don't know
what to do with it.
He's paying for that statement now.
But do you know that
he's paying for that statement now?
Jimmy, do you know that the big man in Nigeria said that he sold an oil block and he said he got 100 billion, that he didn't know what to do with money.
Yes.
And there's no third road in his village. And you see, it's just, I don't understand the way we think. Today, Nigerians want to get married. They take their wedding to Dubai and then do 3 Seychelles. And the Seychelles sits down to take their foreign exchange. And then they're showing off that they're having the children marry. A year after, everything is scattered.
Let's take a call. Hello.
Hello, Jimmy. Good morning, sir.
Morning. Who's calling?
Yeah, this is David, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, Mr. David. Hi.
Yeah, morning to your guest, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning.
Yeah, Uncle Jimmy. Sometimes I now realize that some things we are facing in Nigeria now about our leaders, our politicians. I discovered that we ourselves, we are, whereby they are leading, we don't come to realize that it is time for us to reason that how many are these people compared to we, even though poverty is on our land now. What I'm saying is that, Uncle Jimmy, let's look at it this way. When these people present those people that will vote to us, they themselves will still present another one to us. But if we, that we know among ourselves, have somebody to present, by the time the election comes out, our people themselves will now vote for those people that we are saying they corrupt. You understand, Uncle Jimmy? You understand that? They will still vote for that people that we, all of us, will suffer for 4 years, complaining together in the same environment, in the same community, in the same state. We are complaining. When they want to do the election, we have different candidates. They will still go for that, only that two that we are suffering under. You know understand? So sometimes I will not sit down on my own that no, we have not suffered. Because by the time we suffered very well, our mindset will change.
Yes, you're right.
When we know that it is time for us to think, to choose the right candidate for ourselves.
That's what I meant by the shock treatments.
Many candidates are coming.
Thank you.
I went to it. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. That's what I meant by the shock treatment.
You see,
and I'm glad he's seen it.
Jimmy, I've told you something. We are getting there. I can tell you by post 2019, things will change. Look, let me tell you something. What we do, people will say, "I'll wait for them in 2023." What will happen? Nothing will happen. The thing that should happen is we start a sensitization. We begin to go around. What do the CSOs do? They just sit down. As long as they collect from it, they don't do nothing. Voter sensitization is so important that people need to begin to wake up to the reality of what their future speaks. I like what David has said. Okay, look at what happens. They catch someone, they say they take him to court for corruption trial. Who are the people that go and sing there? The youth. The youth forget that the youth in Nigeria that can vote, they're about 60 million. They can bring a president to be in this country if they choose. But what happens? They are divided. Muslims will then say this is a Christian and don't vote for him. And then this one is from the south, don't vote for him. They have come again. And when the division comes, the people that can vote for that person comes to 1 million. And then the rogue that they are prepared wins the election. And until... Look, I like what David has said. If there are many more like you and that lady that called the other time, Nigeria is on the threshold of a major change. If we truly believe it. But we're so, as you said, Jimmy, you said the spirit is broken. There's too much cynicism in the land.
The minds of our people have been... I remember when I started, not a campaign really, but I started punching holes in this restructuring thing and said, look, to a large extent it's a political racket. It's a political racket.
It is.
Our problem is not the
structure of the country.
That's a political arrangement for politicians to take care of. Because the same thing applies to state police.
Yeah.
I can imagine
if it was state police in
Ekiti, we would have had a bloodbath.
A man who could go to this radio station and announce results. What would he not do with the police? You see, the thing, Jimmy, is we think there's a transition that is immediate. It is not possible. A transition happens in stages, and then they must be strategic and managed in that direction. It doesn't happen magically.
Do you know that I didn't follow because of this weekend get as it be.
Yeah.
I didn't get to know until this morning when I was corrected on radio that the man actually went there to announce himself.
Yes.
I thought he was right.
No. He did. And he said they should ignore what INEC says, that this is the person who won. That's why NBC came and shut him down. But do you know NBC would... It's just like what happened to Obama about this Russian meddling. He didn't know how to handle whether to come and they would say he's partisan. NBC should have shut down Ekiti broadcasting station a long time ago. It was just a megaphone that the Larry Olayinka can walk in there. This man is a special assistant to the governor, yet is the head of the radio television station. Where does that happen?
So that he can have access.
They should have shut him down. The station should have been shut down. And do you know what people are saying? Why is it they shut? As David said, we are the enemies of the progress that Nigeria should have made.
Imagine if we didn't have a central federal balance.
Yeah.
The radios would have been war in Ekiti by
That's
now.
what somebody said. I think it was Professor Yubo, they who said it. Yes. You know, it would have been violent.
Yes.
Because people have gotten them to say they have announced the results. And then you are announcing. Look, if you listen to some people that I thought were reasonable about this Ekiti thing, you will puke. Then you will worry for Nigeria. People that we went to school together that I thought, and then they were speaking, and I said, how can you be in the same cahoot with a Fayoshe?
Well, I mean,
it's unbelievable.
Well, we apologize a bit for that because we can't. Whatever we feel about him, we can't. I'll apologize for that because whatever we feel about, whatever we feel about him, we won't go along that path. So I do apologize for that statement. It was made in the heat of passion.
Oh yeah.
Don't let's go before you cause more damage here. We have to go. But it's time anyway.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
My
it was
pleasure.
Nice.
Thank you.
I enjoyed myself.
I did too. I did too.
Once in a while, we'll bring you here.
I'll be glad.
Out of retirement. Sorry you had to drive all the way for your career, but it serves you right. You see what I saw?
No, it was. Yeah, I left home 7.
Yeah, I can imagine. My guest has been Dr. Dokun Adedeji. He's a pensioner now, but he's a medical doctor. He's not PhD, so he's a medical doctor with a leaning towards psychiatry. So, are you a psychiatrist?
Not really, but I loved it. It was my best subject, but I just didn't pursue it.
But then to introduce him properly again, he used to be a director of Cadbury. So I think he knows his honors. Besides, it was my classmates.
Oh yes, that counts for something.
That counts for something.
Yeah.
That counts. But look at the thinking amongst us in our time.
Yeah,
we've been broken.
It's true, Jimmy.
We've been broken.
I agree with you.
Help me remind them. I sometimes say on radio, and young cynical guys say it's not possible. How many were we in a room when we did our A levels?
I think maximum 2.
Yes,
I was in crimson. I think
no, you were in green.
Was it green?
You don't know your house
crimson.
again.
It was
I was
crimson.
in crimson.
Are you serious? Yeah. No, I was in crimson. Both of us were in crimson. It's all this Obile. Was it Shegu Obile? They were in blue, green.
Amigo, all of them.
I mean, that's right.
Anyway, Doku, thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Jimmy, for bringing me.
Fisherman, this is Ashwebi now. In all honesty, I can't believe this. Somebody must come and take a photograph of this and post. We are wearing the same thing. Look at that.
Oh, is that right?
It's Ashwebi. Yes, he has a great top, dark trousers. No, Doku, let's go.
Thank you very much.
God willing, we'll see you tomorrow.
Right.
Bye.